What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this episode of On the Bench with Pete. Very excited to bring you this episode because at the time of recording I've started to make preparations for role-playing in Middle-earth, which means I get to unpack something from my shelf of shame. Let's quickly have a look. And it's these bad boys here. Yeah, the Dwarven Rangers that I've had for a couple of years at least, maybe longer. And they're gonna, because I need dwarves. I was thinking initially of going with my oop, there they are. These guys here. Dwarf warriors, but I'm thinking the guys, at least at the beginning of my solo RPG campaign, are not going to be dwarf warriors, so they will be dwarf rangers instead. And I found these guys as well, warriors of Minas Tirith, so yeah, that might come in handy. Anyway, I'm going to clear this away. Got my coffee, make sure you grab yours, make sure you got your glues, brushes, models, paints, whatever else you need. Let's just get to the bench. Okay guys, so here we are. The Lord of the Rings. This is from the strategy, a battle game. Now, like I said on the crazy intro, I've been over these. I picked these up years ago. They were going really cheap. I can't even remember if they were from eBay or some shop or stall or something, but yeah, now I've got a perfect chance to get them out. So this is kind of going to be an unboxing as well, guys. There it is. It's going to be a kind of an unboxing because at the point of recording this, and I've got stuff to talk about today, I haven't actually filmed it on the bench for a couple of weeks, but yeah, we'll come on to that later. Perfect chance. These are more the type of dwarves I want to do than, say, the other ones I showed you in that intro. The classic Warhammer ones. They were going really cheap. So they were like old stock being sold off from a shop that's not doing so well. So I kind of took them off their hands a couple of years back too. Actually, I'm thinking these are even older than that. But I don't know. Anyway, let's... Yeah, older than... I've had them longer than I've had the other ones, is what I'm saying, I think. There's good models to build. So, kind of an unboxing too. Ooh, stabbed myself in the thumb already. That's not a good start. So let's take the cellophane off. Right, so... And I've got Lord of the Rings characters as well. I will say. However, I probably won't be using any of them because it won't fit into my story. Right, there we go. Just one sprue, I believe. Bag of bases. There we go. So we've got how many miniatures then? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, 12 miniatures. That's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. Oh, nice. They're all single piece molds. That's cool. Well, I'll put my bases to one side. I'll be able to base them up as well. And I can see which ones I want the most. Put my glasses on. Right, well the sculpts, they're not bad, I suppose. I suppose they're not the best I've seen. A little feature soft, but then what year are we talking here? I don't know. Oh, it'll say on the sprue, won't it? If I find it. Oh, 2006, so you know, 14 years old. Anyways, it's time to cut these bad boys off of the sprue, get them based up. They're looking alright. I want them to be rangers, so yeah, the bows are looking good. However, maybe one with axes, because Yeah. Anyway, let's cut them off the sprue and we'll see. Right, so I hope you got all your stuff ready, your tea, coffee, whatever. I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee. And I've got stuff to talk about at the time of recording. And I'm waiting for a phone call from my work again. I often am these days. But this time, it's all about... I should be going back to work after the weekend. Or at the weekend, I should say. Back to work. I think I'm back to work Sunday, but they might want me on Saturday. I'm not sure on that one. But we'll see. And these are quite easy to take off the sprue. Nice sprue. Lots of, room to get your fingers in and around. So I like that. That gets thumbs up for me. I don't like sprues where there's no room to get your clippers in even, do you? I'm not a fan of those. Don't usually get that with Games Workshop. It's because my main characters are going to be dwarves and a hobbit or two. I don't even think we're going to go with men, although I don't know. Depends where the mythic emulator takes us, because it's quite random and you cannot really plan it once you get going with that. So when I do gender roles, I will put in the probabilities. Most likely it's going to be a male, but even if you put sure thing or absolutely sure thing, you still have a small chance of it being the opposite of what you think, like going the other way sort of thing. Right. I must bear in mind that these, they are nice. They do have a lot of detail on, don't get me wrong. Probably more so than the metal figures of old. But it's for a war game. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And 12. Right, next comes the cleanup. Actually, move them off and we'll do them one at a time. He was clipped off by his shoulder here, and just at the end of his like ponytail hair. Right, there's that. Haven't seen the mould lines yet. I'm sure they're there. So anyway, yeah, I'm waiting to go back to work now. I have been released to go back to work. Just if the phone rings during this episode, I'll answer it and edit it out. And so yeah. But you may get the ringing of the phone, in the video. Oh, that's okay. Because I had a phone call yesterday from the occupational health team that my employer uses for their staff. They sent over a report yesterday saying that I was okay to go back to work, which is good news. I can start earning some money again. I mean, earning money, you know. Oh. I will say on this video as well, enjoying all the Indomitus unboxings and videos I've seen around. Not bad, not bad. Get them on their bases. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do have 12 bases exactly, so which way do I want him? I think I want him that way. Do I use my... Yeah, that's more for building, for just sticking stuff to bases. I think I can just use the tubes of Humbrol poly cement, I believe. Poly cement. I think we said put them in this way. Right, so I'll pop him over there. Next, a lot of grass cutting going on at the moment, and I even saw council cutting grass earlier today, which yeah, it's a good sight. It's a good sight. So it reminds me of when things were normal, so that's all good. There's a little bit of a mould line on this dude. Subtle, but just annoying enough. Yeah, so if you can hear that grass cutting, sorry about that. They're going around, you see, with like grass cutting machines. So the streets all around us, so you'll probably hear it from different distances and volumes. Now I've got to work out whether I want him that way. I believe I do. I can remember building intricate models with this stuff. Since I've discovered the Tamiya extra thin cement, I've been spoiled, I think. Yeah, so that's two down. And the reason I'm doing this, guys, after the Flames of War, is that I need a break from 15mm, because I love the scale 15mm, but damn my eyes. It's a strain on my eyes, so it's lovely to be able to do some 28 for a little bit. Like just a little break. He's got his bow there, which is good. And it's in front of him, half of it as well, so don't have much sticking out. That's all good. All good here. So about my role-playing campaign that's going to be for Middle-earth, then I'm super excited about it, because loving what this is called, the coda system of Decipher 7, I think they're called, the company that do the rule set I'm going to be using. and that's all good. It's also going to show you can use older rule sets. Doesn't have to be the latest in thing. Although I'm going to keep my ears to the ground on the Free League Publishing Lord of the Rings game, because they've got the rights to it now, so I will keep my eyes and ears open for that one. It's probably going to be like they seem to like the successes on a d6 being sixes mechanic, so I'll see how they throw that into a Middle Earth setting. Not entirely sure. What I like about the coda system is the courage system. Is the courage points. You can have so many points of courage, which is great. And you can use it in a similar way that you can push rolls in the Alien RPG game. Similar. Doesn't give you instant success, but it gives you a +3, which can mean the difference between success or failure, of course. Yeah, because there's a lot of courage and heroic characters in Lord of the Rings, isn't there? So it's part of what it's all about. This guy with his two-handed axe thing he's got going on there. Let's finish off with this coffee, shall we? Just before it goes cold. It's because I was doing stuff beforehand. I was looking for some terrain, actually. I found exactly what I was looking for. All the stuff I was working on ages ago to do a diorama of Buckleberry Ferry, it was. So I've got the ferry. And a couple of other terrain pieces I was going to use. Right. Just a little bit of plastic on the edge of that one there. Right. So I was asked yesterday how I feel about going back to work as well. And, I've got mixed feelings about it, but mostly it's, excited to get back. Because I'm one of these people that like routine, I'm a routine kind of guy. Because routine makes spur of the moment stuff more golden. If you're the sort of person that has, the very chaotic kind of lifestyle, no routine, doesn't live by that or anything, and you're always doing off the wall things, it doesn't well, for me it doesn't mean as or it doesn't hold as much wonder as it does if you don't usually do that, so because it's so not normal. Whereas if you are chaotic, it is kind of quite normal. Sorry, I'm rambling on about nonsense there, but yeah, this is cool. Like this one. Now is he going to go that way around? Yes, I think so. I had some urukai once upon a time. Before I moved into this place, I ended up getting rid of them because I had a box set, the old Lord of the Rings battle game. I wished I'd kept it now. A lot of horses in there, but I didn't know what I was doing at the time, I'll be honest with you. Didn't know what I was doing from a modelling or painting point of view. I didn't have any paints back then. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yes, I want him there. So, well, these are going down on their bases well. Going down very well, actually. Gotta be careful not to break sticky outy bits like bows and arrows. I mean, the arrows are okay, so they're not, you know, they're quite sensible poses, I suppose you'd call it. I must arrange to see my mum soon again as well. Her neighbour's building a sort of carport or driveway or something. She posted the planning application papers down to me to have a quick look at. What did I think? And you know, we said, you know, that's all right. It's not your worry. It's for your neighbour to worry about. It's only if you want to object to it or something. She's like, oh no, that's all right. So, but I'd rather take them back in person than post them. Because that's just, you know, I don't like the idea of things getting lost in the post. Not that they do very often, but it has been known to happen. Alright, do I want that way? That way, I think. I'm looking forward to doing this Lord of the Rings solo game. It's going to be something different for me. And yeah, it's not going to feel like D&D, which is good. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love D&D, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I want the atmosphere and the feeling of something more mystical, and I think Lord of the Rings is that. Because there's so much unexplained stuff in Lord of the Rings, isn't there? I mean, who or what is Tom Bombadil, you know? It's never explained, and that's, you know, and for good reason, because mystery in any story makes for a good element. It makes talking points, it makes sense of wonder, and I like that. But yeah, he's certainly a strange chap, that's for sure. Living in the old forests. No, we'll have him that way round. This is good. 23 minutes. Doing well here. Doing rather well. Rather well indeed. Right. I'll be getting some of these mounted on the painting handles. By that I mean bottle tops. Might even be able to prime them. Oh no, I'll prime them today for sure. When I've done this video, I'll probably just continue on and, you know, catch up on some other videos. I've got such a backlog, it's crazy. Don't want to lose any detail on his face here. Although he seems to have a mould line running right through it, which is irritating. Anyway, I think he's good. Apart from the top of his hood. Yeah, I'll do it now because it's a bit easier. Anyway, where have I got to with Flames of War? Well, I've nearly finished my my German side, infantry, and then I've got 3 Panzer tanks to paint. That's going to be good. I absolutely adore the scale of 15mm in when it comes to vehicles. They are so cute. They are cute as buttons. They really are. The weather, I hear, is supposed to be getting better soon, which is good. I always like the good weather. I was wondering whether my fan would be on again this year or not, but because it was back along, I was having to put it on, and that was nice, you know. That was really nice. Annoying for sound on video, but yeah, it was really good. Just feels like summer, you know. Excellent. 2 more to go. Nearly at the half-hour mark. Oh, I'll be able to put these on the respective handles in no time. When I've done these, I'll put them all on the cutting mat here, while I go and get the painting handles. I call them painting handles because that's what they are now. I've got a couple of Citadel painting handles actually. I've got 3 normal size ones and a big one for bigger models. They're pretty good, those painting handles. I quite enjoy those. Right. That's good. I'll put them all on here so you can see them in a moment. Yeah, we could go that way. Right. Been watching more Ice Road Truckers lately, really come on. Say, poor old Rick, he seems to have all the bad luck in the world. Kind of feel sorry for him sometimes. The last one probably got the worst mould line of all of them. How bizarre. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of my news. Going back to work and sorting out this stuff for the solo RPG game, and I guess that'll keep me occupied and out of trouble for the foreseeable. Flames of War I'm having to play when my friend comes down to visit. He comes down to Plymouth to see his kids because he split up with his wife before lockdown. It was. I'm not mentioning any names, so I can talk about this. And yeah, but now he can come down and see his kids, so hopefully get a game of Flames of War with that, because that's the thing of Flames of War, it's nice and cheap and you can get your 2 armies up and running for very cheap. I get the feeling he'd rather be Russians, but I I don't have any Russians, but they are cheap enough, so maybe in the future. I don't care what side I play, as long as I play. I just like rolling dice and moving things across the table, as many of us do. Right, okay. Take my glasses off for just a moment. So that leads me onto here quite nicely. There. Zoom out a bit. Just gonna go and get my holders. Where did I put them? Oh yeah, I can see them. I think I can. Yes, I can. Ugh. The big tin. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I've got to count these out. 5. 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, 12. There we go. Nicely done. Let's pop my tin out the way for a moment. Done. I am coming back. All right, I'm back. Now, blue tack. It's all, careful precision movements. Don't need a lot. Yeah, I think now the system I'm using for role playing in Middle Earth, it doesn't have classes. Well, it kind of does. It's just called different thing. Like in D&D, you got classes like warrior, wizard, and so on. And this is called orders, and you can change orders and have elite orders too. Now, I am seriously thinking of starting my campaign, at least for 1 or 2 of the characters, to have no order. They're finding their way, kind of thing. I think particularly that will be the case for my hobbit. I have an idea in mind for how I want the story to go and why a group or why a trio of Dwarven Rangers would be hooking up with a hobbit or a hobbit or 2. I don't know. So it was after the events of The Hobbit, but before the events of Lord of the Rings, then that means Bilbo's probably back in the Shire with Frodo, or he may or may not be living at Bag End yet, I don't know. But obviously I'm not going to be using those characters, though it could transpire that they'll be involved, but indirectly. Maybe go to see them, have a conversation. That's what I'm thinking. Right. I can see it. I like the axes these dwarves have got. You can definitely see their dwarven axes. They have a certain style to them, which the other ones, dwarves, warriors, probably don't have. I'm guessing. Let me have a quick shifty at that. No, they got just like Well, not too bad actually. Not too bad. But no, I'm sticking with these guys because these guys are cool. Now, of course, spraying would be far quicker. Yes, and I appreciate that. As you know, those of you that know me though, I'm a huge fan of hand brushing, particularly prime, onto my model so that I get to know the model, you know, the intricacies of it. And because this is an old box, it's got old names. It's got Dark Angels Green, which is probably Caliban Green now. But that is certainly a colour I would probably choose anyway for a lot of their cloaks and coats and things, although they kind of intersperse them with grey here, which is cool. So they got Codex Grey and Adeptus Battle Grey. Now on this box there's not a lot of difference between them. I'm guessing one of them would be Mechanicus Standard Grey. Talon Flesh, well, I'm probably going to use this medium flesh tone by Vallejo. Scorched Brown and Khemri Brown. Well, I think one of those is oh, I can't remember the name of it now. The one I used for my basing anyway, but don't have to worry about that yet. What I do need to concern myself with is getting a palette. But I'm going to be painting these in a traditional style. I'm not going to be using contrast paints, and so I will be using black. But a brush, I do need a brush now. I need a brush. Thinking this, because it's a bit splayed out. It's a Pro Art 1 miniature painting brush. They're quite good brushes actually, because not only are they triangulated handles, they're kind of wider at the end, which is nice too. It just makes for a very pleasant painting experience. We'll need tissue. If I move my box out of the way, I can put my palette to the side. It's just the inlay of a kettle actually. That's my palette there. I also realise that because the glue's still quite wet, it might ruin this brush, but it's not exactly top of the range at the moment anyway, because it's so splayed. It's probably had similar done to it before. I'm liking the poses of these dwarves though, these Dwarven Rangers. Nice easy poses. I'm thinking they're going to be very easy to paint. Yeah, I think they'll be great. In a way, I'm glad I didn't have to put all the arms and heads and whatnot on. Nice. For some models, though, it's nice, isn't it, to be able to have that like on the old Space Marines, you could do quite a variety of poses. Whereas the easy fit ones is not so easy. I don't know what the models in the Indomitus, is it Indomitus? I don't know what it's called. The big new box set. Don't know what they are. I don't know whether they're easy fit or what they are. But you guys are. In fact, I should know because I've seen enough unboxings, but I haven't seen anybody put any together yet or mention it. So, yeah. Actually, I say I've seen unboxings. It's mostly been tweets on Twitter. Which probably would explain why it doesn't. No one's actually said about it yet. If it's like a starter set kind of thing, which I don't think it is, it would have easy fit models, wouldn't it? They can get all the measuring ruler thing and dice and everything else. If it's just a kind of more of an advanced set, kind of like celebrating 9th edition, then it might not be easy fit models. I don't know. Yeah, easy poses these. I have seen a few videos, but not as many as I have like tweets and what's the other one? Instagrams. Actually, here's a fact for you. One of my first, not my actual first, but one of my first characters I ever played in D&D. Certainly my first major character, like one that didn't die in like one game. Actually, was a ranger. This is the one I used to play with the group of us after school, and and since leaving school as well. Although it's been many moons since we were able to play. We could never do it anyway without my friend who passed away anyway. So, but yeah, we all played these characters, and my character was a ranger. And the actual figurine I used to him, the miniature, was Aragorn from the Citadel range. He was my ranger. He was a ranger. Strider character, a Strider figure, when he was known as Strider. There we go. So, yeah. So Lord of the Rings was always prevalent in my fantasy yearnings for role-playing, I guess. I've still got that figure. I've touched him up a bit. I haven't stripped the model and repainted him because my old school friend painted him for me. So I've just done a bit of touch up here and there just to keep him fresh. My old school friend was phenomenal at painting. Just amazing. get a bit of paint for games, right? It'll be easy. Easy peasy. Nice. Might get these primed by the end of this video, and that'll be a good accomplishment. Actually, I've got to make a note of what time it is, because it's 12 o'clock, hour before lunch. I say that because my wife, Mrs. Mini Warzone, who's working from home these days, she's up in her office. We'll be going to lunch at 1 and we'll have lunch together. So, lunch break. Yeah, I think these are going to be great figures to paint. And they will be ready for role playing. I don't think I ever had in my mind, although, no, I think, tell a lie, I did. There was a time where I thought I'd get into the Lord of the Rings tabletop game. There was a time I thought that. I like them because I like the poses because they're like open. You know, like this guy here pointing, and the other guy with his 2 axes, and that guy with his 2 axes. Yeah, they've left a lot of access area for painting, which is nice. That's why I believe they're going to be great to paint up. Yeah, good, looking good. Well, that was close. Don't think I've got any other X's that I've done so far with holes in. No. Yeah, right. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to start my solo campaign when I do start it. I might leave that up to Mythic unless I come up with a method or a starting point. But I might use Mythic to get the opening scenes. So I kind of know where I'm going with it. See, Mythic just needs a little nudge in the right direction, and it can take care of the rest. It's or vice versa. It'll give you a nudge, and you can take care of the rest. Which will probably be the case. There we are. I'm going to name my characters yet as well. I've drawn up I'm in the process of drawing up 4 characters at the moment. And they won't all be, don't worry, it won't be 4 characters going around. It'll probably be 2 or 3 max, but and sometimes 1. But they're going to be quite heavily involved, so they're going to be like main characters, so they need their character sheets and they need their backgrounds and so on fleshed out a bit more. Right. There we are. Nearly there. Just clearing the holes in the axe. Otherwise you get that blob of paint in the gap and it dries and goes weird. You know, and I don't know if you can see it there. See the gaps, the holes in his axe. If you don't clear the gap, the paint dries over, closes the gap, and it goes all weird and it's horrible because it's got you get like hanging paint off of it, and it's not pleasant. Right. Do you believe that's us? Next. Contemplating whether to have the 3 dwarves as brothers or no. Kind of makes sense of why they're well, while they're travelling together at that time. I think I'm going to have them go their separate ways at a point. So that's what I'm thinking. The only thing that I'm not like sure about with it is how to. So I haven't looked at any of the monsters or anything yet, but how to make sure that whatever you face is of a challenging but not too challenging level, as it were, I suppose. I'm sure that'll be revealed to me as I finish reading the book, but at the moment that's a little bit of a concern of mine. How am I going to balance it out well? Yeah, how am I going to do that? Well, I don't know yet. Going well though, this priming a lark. Yeah, I could have sprayed him in about 10 seconds, but it's shown me that it's going to be nice and easy, and I find it relaxing as well, you know, just doing this. It's a very relaxing pastime. Well, there we go. That's it. That is all 12 figures primed, built, prepared and primed, ready for painting. Perhaps on another On the Bench episode, maybe, or not. I maybe doing other things. I may be watching videos by that point. Right, so that's that. So I'm taking my glasses off. Over an hour now anyway. So yeah, we're all zoomed out. So I'm not gonna go back in front of the camera again. You can see what we've been doing here, and it's this set here. So that's all we've been working on, and that's not bad for an hour. So thanks ever so much for watching. Let me know what you're working on in the comments below. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I'll see you on the next video. So bye for now. Bye bye.